Thanks. Thanks, Al.
Thank you, Africa.
Thank you.
Ooh, what exciting 3 days. It's like, I feel actually somehow exhausted. And in the morning, I was thinking, wow, a third day, I will not survive. After this kind of incredible party yesterday. But at the same time, I'm also feeling incredibly inspired by so many interesting talks. I listened to so many new things and had great conversations. So it was absolutely astonishing. Congratulations to Richard and to your whole team. It is just, I have to congratulate you. Thank you. And it's such a, especially the last session, it was, for me, it was a kind of dream come true thing. When we started, when was it? It was about a year ago when we started our co-design process of the Global Design Thinking Festival, as we called it later. Because there was the idea to have maybe one big thing here, the d.confestival, and there's also integrated the 50th anniversary of the D-School. And so we had this kind of co-creation process, but bi-weekly meetings all over the last month was the last year. And the bridging idea, you know, with the Global Design Thinking Challenge, I was completely overwhelmed to see more than 100,000 people jumping on the website. I couldn't believe that. When we started with that nice idea of bringing together those people, it's amazing. And actually, to be honest, for me is always the big proof of the, you know, I'm so excited about the whole building, but yesterday evening it was the proof. Yeah. Whenever a building is capable of hosting very serious scientific conference, and at the same time in the evening, an incredible party, and it feels like you are in a club, you are in Berlin somewhere, then I think this is a space we need. This is a space which is really, really well done. So thanks to all the architects who are not here yet, or they are here, I don't know. Thanks to the people who are really building that space, and thanks to all of you, because you make it live. You know, you make that thing happen. And for me, it was like, wow, yesterday evening, it worked out.
Yeah, if one looks back, it took us about 3 months to actually get a date for this conference with d.confestival. We had to look into Hasso's diary.
That was actually the most difficult thing.
It was, yeah. And it changed. We had a date, and then it changed. We had a date, but eventually we chose one. And the building was supposed to have actually been finished about 6 months before that. And a lot of you won't know this, but it was only on Monday afternoon, this week, Monday afternoon, that the name of the building went up. And people were still painting, because we literally only moved into this building about 4 or 5 weeks ago. And so with that, plus the d.confestival planning and everything, it all sort of concertinaed. And I've got lots of thanks to say just now, but it has truly been a great opportunity. I think for me, the metaphor of last night was the energy in the space, and the dancing has gone from us into the bones of this building, and it'll be there for the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years until we do it again. But this has been a great kickstart to christening this building and really starting this global conversation, which I think is really needed. I don't think we'll do the party we had last night every night. Some people are up until 4 o'clock this morning, rearranging. But it really has been a truly wonderful opportunity. And especially, I think, the conversations we've had, just over 40 countries participate in this d.confestival, which has been really amazing. We've had around about 350 delegates in and out over the 3 days. I think about 100 delegates online. Last night, I think we lost count. But yeah, really, really fantastic for everybody to have joined us and to come all this way down to the southern tip of Africa. I think that for us is a true testament of people's passion of sharing. And we had a session yesterday with a number of the delegates from the continent, from Africa, to talk about building an African network in design thinking. The GDTA currently really only has 2 official members, ourselves and American University in Cairo, HODA, and we really want to start to build more of a network. So we had a wonderful session yesterday afternoon where everybody was out on their tours, and we have a plan and a strategy to start to build an African network, exchanging programs, training coaches, exchanging students, looking at research, and we're really, really excited about that. And that was one of the key outcomes that I wanted to try and achieve from having a d.confestival here. So it's been a wonderful catalyst to start this African conversation, Uli, and hopefully that will expand an African chapter of the GDTA.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it would be also great to see who is here, who is representing the Global Design Thinking Alliance. And HODA was already mentioned. And there are our friends from SNS in India also. Who's there as a GDTA member representing, besides the Potsdam guys, the African guys? There's Jean is over there. So, and there are some people also online. Still, so I'm so happy about this kind of 25 institutions connected on 5 continents on the planet, and like-minded people exchanging ideas, and today proving with the Global Design Thinking Challenge that there can be actively things done with 12 countries involved at the same time, and it can be organized, and they show their results. And there is our Siemens Foundation friends and others who are willing to buy the containers and bring the things to life. And we need more of that. We need more exchange, and we need to drive the design thinking idea in the future directions together with the whole global community. And I'm so happy that you put the I in the HPI D-School logo. And it's not about the IQ, it's the Hasso-Plattner Institute, it's the HPI in Potsdam, and it's the HPI here. And this is the bridging I, even if I'm a big favor of the we, of the we Q instead of the IQ. And that was the term, I think I remember it 6 years ago when we did the kickoff over in the other building, in the nice yard. I was fully engaged with the WeQ movement, because that is the shortest version of what we are doing at the D School. We are trying to focus on the we qualities, but being here through the past 3 days, there's Mugendi over there. He brought me to think of Ubuntu. This is the term which is really the translation of design thinking into the regional context here, into your context. And thanks a lot for really, really focusing on that. And that helps me a lot. Mugendi.
And so we're not going to sum up the 3 days.
No.
I think the celebration, interrogation, and anticipation has been captured beautifully in the 3 days of the graphic half. So we'll be getting those online so that you can take those back and share them with your various constituencies and look at and reflect on some of the aspects which really stuck out for you. But we're going to do a little bit of reflection, I think, in the last 18 minutes and 5 seconds. We've got a little Mentimeter question we would like you to fill out, which will pop up on the screen just now. But we'd like you to just choose one word that will describe your experience of the last 3 days. You can also go through the EventMobi app. There's a link there, or you can go directly to menti.com with that. So if you could just start filling that out, and we'll start to see how it populates, and move a little bit into some thanks. Before I get into thanks, Uli, anything you just want to say about the GDTA going forward, beyond today?
Yeah, actually, I was asked by several people, so this conference you do every year, the d.confestival, but...
5 years. We do it every 5 years.
Yes, but I was asked if you do this every year. So it's just asking, so is there any volunteer to do this next year?
Peter?
Yeah, I saw your hand. Please come up later and we take your address and you'll do it. Ah, SNS, you are volunteering. India, okay. So the original idea was to do it every 5 years, but if there is a chance to do this next year again, and we'll travel to India for sure. So, and we'll try to continue our monthly meetings online, because that works quite well. And we'll prepare our next conference in the next year, which will hopefully be in India. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah, and we are also expecting other members to join. I think it will not be very long. I think at the end of the year we'll have about 30 member institutions joining the Global Design Thinking Alliance, and we'll in discussion with some institutions, and yeah, more and more. If you know of any institution which should become a member of the Global Design Thinking Alliance, just let us know. Wow, there's already...
It's growing. So whilst that's growing, some thanks from my side. So first of all, once again, thank you very much to the Hasso-Plattner Foundation. I think we should give them a huge round of applause for enabling this to happen. It was wonderful to have Hasso in the space twice to give his stories and perspective. I think very special moment for us and the global design thinking community to be listening to Hasso talk about his passion about design thinking and where it's come from. And also to UCT, our academic host, also thank you very much for allowing us to build this wonderful facility here close to the students. It's very, very important for us. As Hasso said, it's all about the students. So it's great to be close to them and to be able to freely move in here over the next number of years. I'd like to do a really special thank you to Jenny. Where's Jenny?
Absolutely. Jenny!
So Jenny had to coordinate and manage around about 48 speakers from around the world, online, offline. What a task. Some landed up in jail, some got turned around at airports, some never even arrived, some pulled out at the last moment. But well done, Jenny, on the curation and just pulling it all together. Thank you so much. And with Jenny, there was the advisory group, the curators, I'll just quickly call them out. There was Uli, Ulrich, Jorn, Magendi, George, Agnes, Johannes, Kasturi, Jean, Rolitza, and Hoda. A lot of work in the background. Thank you so much for all the curation, looking at the ideas, getting the storyline over the 3 days, making sense, feeding in, and yeah, really well done. It's. I think these are the champions behind the scenes that we never see. And then there's Zelda. Now, what a party that was last night, eh? Where's Zelda?
Zelda.
Is she here? So, is she's prepping the party for tonight, is she? So what we learned about last night is that if for whatever reason design thinking doesn't survive, we can turn this place into a nightclub. We can invite the students in and unlock their dancing creativity. But truly, Zelda pulling together the 3 days from an events perspective. The tech team, thank you guys so much for all the work. And to the D School as well, Peter and Farad and the rest of the D School team, all the guys that have been sitting behind there, thank you so much for all the hard work and also coordinating and all the financing stuff and all the bits and pieces. Yeah, really, really great. You made my life a lot easier. They were horrified to know that actually on Thursday and Friday last week I went on leave. And their eyes just opened up. But they had it. They really did manage to pull it all through. So yeah, a round of applause to the D-School team. And also to an extended team in Potsdam with Uli and the team there. Thank you so much also for all your help in the planning and just pulling together from the curation and all your lessons learned from the other 2 d.confestivals. It was really great to be able to work with you and a privilege to work with your team there. Thank you. And
thanks to you for the 3rd lesson here. We could learn how to run a d.confestival. Yes. And thanks to Richard. Thanks again. For the great co-creation we got together, absolutely, which is really amazing.
Yeah. No, I think it's just the knowledge transfer from the one to the other halfway across the world was completely seamless. So it was great to be able to work and collaborate. And then to the speakers, thank you so much for your time, your travel, your intellectual inputs, and all the work that I know it's not easy preparing for sessions like this, but thank you so much for your input. And to use the delegates, I think also as Hasso mentioned, it's design thinking isn't it here, it's out there, it's you, it's everybody. And you're just as important as the work that we do in here. So thank you for coming and sharing the space and your intellect with us as well. And my last thank you is to Africa. Thank you, Africa. Africa and I met during World Design Capital 2014. Great advocate of design. Really understands it, understands the DNA, and yeah, just a privilege to work with you again and be able to share the stage with you and design thinking and have you in the house. So thank you so much. So we got a little bit of work that we want you to do just before you go. We're going to do a quick reflection, but we want to hear from your side. So we're going to do a little I wish and I like exercise. Those that have Post-its, you can just grab a Post-it and a pen. Otherwise, there are Post-its and pens coming around. We'd like you
George, you remember that historical procedure? No, like 20 years ago?
Yeah, it's still here. And we'd like on one Post-it each, just write down something that you liked about the conference. And on another Post-it, one thing that you wished about the conference. Perhaps something that wasn't here, or something that you wish had been on the agenda, or something like that. And we're going to give you just 2 or 3 minutes just to... And those online, there is a Miro board. I think you'll find the link in the app. Yeah. So we'll also have the online team doing Wish I Like. And we'll give you about 2 or 3 minutes just to capture some of your thinking. Please put them on the Post-it because we want to grab these Post-its later from you. Okay, we'll do some music on. Maybe we should do that as well.
You should do that also, yeah?
Yeah.
You could use a mirror board. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, online delegates, you can start the shit on the Miro board. You should also find 2 boards, and I wish and I like, on today's Miro board. And you please welcome to add comments in there, and we can pick them up. I see a few people already connected on.
don't have two different colors still. You don't have two different colors, just put it on the different ones.
If you want, we will going to do a little bit of sort of a popcorn, asking people just to share their wish and their like. So you can hold on to your post-its if you want, or you can stick them up. But we'll give you about another minute, and then just get some feedback from the group. Great to see some of the online teams coming on. Not so many I wishes, or lots of I likes. I like the positive vibe. I like the openness of the thinking. Thank you, online. So what I'm going to ask to do now, we've got two roaming mics. Who would like to just share their an I wish? Oh, sorry, an I like. Anybody just want to share with the?
Some likes to share? Yeah, here.
Yep. There's we've got one in the front here, and Annie over there. Yeah.
I think for me personally, like having to have just recently completed and graduated from the foundation's program in design thinking, here as the first cohort of students in the new building. It was just amazing. But then, as an extension to that, I liked learning about design thinking on a global scale. I also said, I liked the whole experience of the d.confestival. It was just amazing. And my only wish is that it could have lasted for a whole week or month.
A whole week or month, thank you. Yes, where's Peter? Did you hear that?
Ask the team if they are willing to do that.
We've got another one over here. Yeah. Speak up and keep it quite close to you.
I was a part of the foundation program as well. So when we entered this space 7-8 weeks ago, it looked nothing like this. So seeing it transform day by day into culmination of what it was over the past 3 days was quite cool. And also I like the fact that the foundation program introduced our entire cohort to what design thinking was, which allowed us to interact and communicate freely with people that's been doing it for years. So I really enjoyed that.
Wonderful, thank you. Woo-hoo. I've got that one over here.
Yeah, so that I'm not lying, here are my post-its. I really like the very diverse encounters that were offered by this format. And no, I'm not going to say that I wish there'd be more time for encounters. I mean, I think it's always nice. But what I wish we had more time for, and specifically yesterday, is to discover all the local initiatives. When we did the tours yesterday afternoon, we had to pick only one. And I think I probably represent a fair amount of us thinking, wishing we'd seen the other ones that we hadn't seen.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Thank you. Yeah, that was our ploy for you to come back to Cape Town again. Any more? I wish Annie behind you.
This one.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you so much for this wonderful event. My reflection is just I've spent about 6 years doing a lot of this stuff in a corporate in South Africa. I have a lot of scars to show for it. So what I loved about this conference is that it has validated all of those scars. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Over here, yeah.
For me, it was definitely dancing with Mikasa.
Wonderful. Do we have some more I wishes? Yeah, down in the front here.
I thought the conference was fabulous overall, but I found myself just saying perhaps I wish there were more opportunities for reflection sessions during the day. So maybe like an hour a day where you could just go into a room and reflect, because then you do your own harvesting and maybe it just becomes a more intentional conference experience. And I've been in conferences like that, so maybe just to build in a daily reflection room where you can go in and just reflect with others.
Yeah.
But you don't mean to
Thank you.
skip the party at the end and replace it by a meditation session? Or?
I don't do meditation.
Wonderful. Got another one in the front here.
Hi, thank you for such an amazing conference. I had a great time. I learned a lot. My only wish is I want us to develop a community of practice and a support network where we as individuals can go into our communities, our networks, and we can practice design thinking, but have a methodology or process toolkit that we can refer back to make sure, are we doing it right?
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. In fact, that's actually something that popped up in our conversation with the African network, is to build an African toolkit, which is specific for regions, different languages, and things like that. So wonderful. Thank you. Any other wish I likes? Yep, the back there.
Hello. I just want to start off by saying, this was absolutely excellent and so enlightening. I had a really wonderful time. But I do wish that we could have included more LGBTQ voices on the panels. I think it would have been very interesting to hear their perspective and see how we could use design thinking for them to navigate their worlds and realities. But yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Very good point. Lovely. Thank you very much.
I actually have also a wish. I would love to take a picture of all of you here, a panoramic picture. So
don't move.
Don't move, and your nicest face ever, please.
So, those that haven't stuck on yet, please do stick your post-its on the I wish I like boards. Any last comments before we close? Yeah. Adrian.
I wish you could all come to Nairobi next year.
Yes, thank you.
March 11th to the 17th.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you, Adrian. So, we're quickly going to go back. Let me just see if there's anything online. I think I've talked about a few of them. I like the design of the app. Is that there? Have I read that right?
A virtual party is the wish.
That's a virtual party. There we go.
Yeah, a virtual party, not a real party.
I think a huge thank you to the virtual participants. It's so hard to actually engage in a conference, but tech team, I think, done a wonderful job. And also thank you for the virtual teams to come on. I'm trying to see how many are on at the moment. There's about 7 left out of the 100. But so the word cloud, can we get the word cloud back up just to sort of see where we're at? We'll also capture this and share it with everybody afterwards.
There's also the wish for 25-hour activities, 24-hour activities. Yeah. But they meant probably 25.
Yeah. Possible to get the Menti page back up just now. Just going to sort of see how those words have evolved and grown. And this is very much not the end. I think certainly for us within the African context is to continue the conversation. This conference has been a catalyst, the start of a conversation. So we're very, very excited for the future. So please do stay engaged. All this material is going to be put on the website, all the videos, all the talks and everything, so we can refer to it back to it later. And you can share it with your friends and colleagues. But okay, it'll probably come up just now. But I'd like to call Africa then back onto the stage to do a final close.
I would actually, there's the Africa with a C. Thank you very much. And also thanks to the Africa with a K. The whole Africa.
Thank you very much.